In today's video, you're gonna learn how to create different hover effects with the Divi builder. So in this page, I have 4 different hover effects. The first one, it's applied to images. In this case, as you can see, I have images that appear in grayscale, and when you hover them, they change to full color. And I have this other one that it's shown in full color, and when you hover it, it changes to grayscale. The second hover effects I have, it's applied again to images, and this can be applied to icons or different types of model. And when you hover them, they change their scale. In this case, these images scale down. Next, I have these 3 text models. The first one, if I hover it, it changes its color. The second one, it changes its scale. And the third one, it changes the font weight, and also it changes the content of the text model. And last, I have this hover effect that in this case, it's applied to the row, not to the model. And when I hover the row, it changes the background color. So now I'm going to create a blank page and show you how to make each of these hover effects. Just gonna call it hover effects, and of course we're going to use the Divi builder. Let's select build from scratch because we want a blank page, and first we're going to add a 3 columns row because this is the first hover effects we want to replicate. So I'm going to add 3 images to one to each column. Okay, that one, it's okay. Say that one. Really doesn't matter. It's just for the tutorial. So, okay, we have our images, and let's go to the module settings. From here, we will go to the design tab. And in this case, because what we want to accomplish is for some of these images to look in grayscale, and when you hover them to look in full color, we need to go first to the filters tab, and to make them in grayscale, we will decrease the saturation to 0. So as you can see, this first image now it looks in grayscale. And to create these hover effects, what we need to do is to place the mouse over the saturation in this case, and that will make these icons to pop up. Here we have this icon, this cursor icon that is the hover icon, and if we activate that, it will give us these tabs. In this case, we have the desktop, which is the current state. And then we have the hover tab, and if I click on this, now what I can do is to change the saturation back again to 100. And as you can see, now it's in full color. So this means that when we hover this image, it will make this change to the saturation. So it will go from 0 to 100%. So let's save these changes. I'm going to save and publish this page. And one thing that it's not that good, something that I don't like, is that there are some hover effects that you won't see applied when you have the Visual Builder active. So what we need to do is to exit the Visual Builder, so we can try if the hover effect is working as we want. So as you can see, when I hover this image, it goes from grayscale to full color. I'm going to enable it again, and I can do the same with these other images. In this case, we want to make this image go from full color to grayscale. So again, let's go to design, filters. In this case, we wanted we want to activate the hover settings, and we want to click on hover and decrease the saturation to 0. And with this image, we want to make this the same effect that we have applied in this first image. So what I'm going to do is to copy the module styles and paste them. And as you can see now, the same effect is applied. So yes, let's save those changes. Let's exit the Visual Builder. And as you can see now, these effects are now working as we wanted. Okay, so what's next? So next I have these 3 images. So and when you hover them, they change their scale. So I'm going to enable again the Visual Builder. Let me add a new section. Again, I'm going to add a new row with 3 columns. I'm going to change the background color for this section, and I'm going to add 3 different images. Okay. I won't go into the details of making this section look exactly the same than the one in the original example. I just want to show you how to create the effect. Okay, so I have these 3 images. So what we want to accomplish is to each image to change their size, their scale. So again, let's go to the module settings. In this case, we will be using the transform tab. So click on that. And from here, you can make different transform changes. In this case, this will change the size. This will move the module position. This will rotate it. This will skew it. Right. And this will transform its origin. I'm not sure how to use this one, but anyways, we won't be using that one. So again, what we want to accomplish is to scale down these images when we hover them. So we need to go to this scale tab, and again, we activate the hover settings. Let's click on hover. Now we can decrease this, I don't know, to 70%. Let's do the same with the other images. So design, transform, and in this case, I'm going to increase the size in the hover state. So activate the hover settings, click on hover, and let's add, I don't know, 20%. And in this case, again, what I can do is to copy the module styles and paste them. Let's save these changes. As you can see, if I have the Visual Builder enabled and I hover these elements, we won't see the effects applied. So I need to exit the Visual Builder. And now we can see how the hover effects is working. Another thing that you can adjust when creating these hover effects is the transition. So if you go to the settings and you go to advanced, here you will find this menu, and you can, I don't know, increase the duration or apply a delay. So let me show you. Okay. What I'm going to do is to open this page in another tab. And now, so I need to save this. Let's refresh this page. And now, as you can see, the same effect that we created is, in this case, is happening in a slower motion, in a slower transition. What we can do is, in this image, I'm going to apply a delay. So let's go to transition. Let's save these changes. So what should happen is that when I hover the middle image, it shouldn't start as soon as I hover it. It should wait. Let's refresh this. Okay, I hope, yeah, maybe I need to add more because I really can't see it, but let's do that. So let's go back to transition, save the changes. Let's go to the new tab, refresh it, and as you can see, I hover it and doesn't start as soon as I hover it. It applied a delay. Great. Okay, so let's go back to the third effect, and this is applied to text modules. So I'm going to add a new section here. I'm just going to duplicate this module. And this hover effects is something that you can apply to, I think, all different types of modules. So yeah, you can create different things. It doesn't need to have always to be an image or a text. Okay, so what we want to accomplish here is to first change the color of the text, change the size, the scale, and then change the font weight and change the content. Okay, so first let's go to the module settings. From here we will go to the design tab, open up the text tab, and let's go to the color. So as you can see, if I go over the text color or text size, letter spacing, it always opens up these icons. And from here we want to activate the hover settings. Let's click on hover and apply a red color. So now when we hover this text, it should change its color. Okay. Next we want to change the scale. This is the same effect that we created in these images. So we need to go to transform, activate the hover settings, click on hover, and I don't know, let's keep it there. And next, this third text module. So what we want is to change the font weight. In this case, if I go to design, open up the text tab, and if I go to font weight, as you can see in this case, we don't have the hover option. So sometimes there are a few adjustments that you won't be able to use them in the hover state. So how we change the font weight is going to content here in the text tab, and what we need to do is here you will find the hover option. So let's activate that. Let's click on hover. First I'm going to remove some content. As you can see, if I click on desktop, I have a longer paragraph, the original one, and if I click on hover, I have a short paragraph. And now I can apply a bold from here, from this text editor. And let's save these changes. Let's go to the other tab and refresh the page, and as you can see, these three effects are applied the same way as the original. Okay, and last we have this hover effect that in this case is applied to the row, not to the image, and it changes the background color. So let me create a new section. I'm going to add a one column row. Let's add an image. And I'm going to reduce the size of this image first. Okay, that's okay. And now I'm going to apply a background color. Okay, let's say red, or I don't know. Okay, that's okay. Let's activate the hover settings. Click on hover and let's choose red. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Let's go to this tab, refresh it, and as you can see, now the hover effect is applied to the row. And what I can do here again is go to the settings. Let's go to the advanced tab, and I don't know, increase the duration. Maybe that will make it look smoother. Yeah, I like it. And that's it. That's how you create hover effects. And this is something that you can apply to sections, to rows, to columns inside of a row, or to different types of content. For example, let me show you another thing. If I wanted only the middle color to change its background color, what I can do is go to the row settings, and then I will go to the column settings, and from here I can activate the hover settings and apply a background color only when you hover this column. Let me save these changes and let's see if this works. And as you can see, there is the background color when we hover this column. And of course, it applied also the hover effect that we gave to the text model. So that's it. Always remember that the best way to apply this is going to settings, putting the cursor over the adjustment, and you will see these icons. Click on the cursor icon, and from there you will be able to add a hover effect. And that's it. I hope this was useful for someone. And if you like this content, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. I always try to answer every question and every comment. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.